Okay guys, me and Brady are back because that first video got way out of hand and way off topic. So, I am going to finish the question. So I was talking about how to get the house. So you need to just prove, you can get a letter from an employer saying that you work at a club and you work off tips only, but yes, you make enough to afford a house. Because if you're a stripper and you can't afford a house, you're doing something wrong. So, also you need to have good credit. I really didn't have any credit except for my student loans, but he understood because I was only 20 years old. He said, it's fine. He just wanted the money, you know. So, now how to get a car, that's a little different. Getting a car is a little harder because you're literally based on credit. So, I believe at the time when I got my Lexus, if your credit was below a 680, you need proof of income. Mine was a 650. Here's the issue. I didn't have proof of income. I had W-2s from both clubs, but one club only paid me for 3 days. So even if I worked 7 days, I only got paid 3 days on the books. And it was $3 an hour before taxes. And then the other club, Riviera, paid me $3 an hour for as many hours as I worked, meaning I could clock in and clock out at whatever time. And if I forgot to clock out and I left at midnight, it wouldn't clock me out till 2 a.m. So, hold on. Regardless, you could work fucking 400 hours and at $3 an hour, that's not much. So, I got my car from my friend Brad, who I miss. He was a very attractive person. What's wrong, baby? You want to get down? You want to get down? I love you. Okay, so Brad sold me my car. Brad had a car dealership. I almost bought Impala from him one time, a red Impala. It was beautiful, but my insurance was going to go skyrocketed. My insurance was going to skyrocket, so I was like, fuck it. I'll deal with my 2003 trash can that dies on me all the time. Okay, baby. Let me put you down. Okay. Don't walk into the wall. So, I didn't get a new car at the time. Then it was August 7th, 2015. I was going to lunch with my friend Bijan, who trained me on bartending. I used to bartend with him a lot. He didn't want me to be alone on my birthday because I spent every birthday in my life alone. And because I wasn't with Brandon, so yeah, I was alone. And so he was like, let's go to lunch. And he was also friends with Brad. And we were going, I don't remember what the fuck the place was called that we went to, but we passed Brad's dealership. And what do you think was there? Tahoe. And I was like, oh my god, it was a black Tahoe. It was so beautiful. It was new, shiny, tinted windows. Like, it was absolutely gorgeous. I actually need to text Paul something. I'm sorry. Okay, so I was like, that's so gorgeous. So I texted him. I was like, yo, what year is that Tahoe? I need that, like, right now. And he was like, who is this? I was like, dude, it's Tabby. And he was like, oh, sorry. He said, we haven't listed it yet, but he was like, it's a 2009, and it's probably going to be like $22,000. And I was like, I want it. And he was like, all right, well, you can come in a couple days and we'll talk about it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went in, and a couple days later, I test drove it, and I was like, you want to come with me? So he was next to me, and he was like, I think you're a little too short for this thing. And I was like, but I love it. Like, it was big. He was like, well, a Marine owned it. That's why the windows are tinted. So he was like, you're going to need to change the windows before you buy it. Like, he's like, you can't drive this shit around with black ass windows. I was like, I love it so much. So he's like, let's call insurance. So I called Progressive, gave him the VIN number, and was like, how much is it gonna be? It's gonna be almost $2,000 a month for insurance. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not kidding. I was like, oh my god, why? So, my problem is I actually had a DUI on my insurance, which it's gone now. It went away October. They took it away October 2015. So a few months later, they took it off my insurance. But that being on there was like, you know, it's an expensive car. So I was like, fuck no. So I was like sad. And Brad's like, why don't you look at what else I have? And I'm like, I don't want anything other than the Tahoe. He's like, come on, I have 1,000 other things. So I looked around and I saw the Lexus, and I only saw the side of it, but I didn't even see like the little L symbol. But I was like, what is this? And he's like, that's a Lexus that I've been driving around. That's what I've been driving around. And I looked inside. I saw the black leather. I said, I want it. He's like, you sure? I said, yep, want this one. How much is this? It was $14,500. So, he's like, all right. So I went and I applied for the loan, and my credit was a 650. So they wanted proof of income, and he was like, look, he said, I know this girl. He did send over pay stubs, but they were like nothing, literally nothing. He was like, he sent over pay stubs and like taxes, and was like, listen, I know this girl, she makes $2,000 a week. It's all cash, so her pay stubs don't really show anything, but I know she can pay it. I see how much money she makes. Please, just, she needs a new car really bad. And they allowed it. Probably the worst decision they ever made, because my car has been up for repossession like 3 times, because right after I got that car, which I had to pay $1,000, and it was like $1,038 I had to pay for October. I got the car in September. $1,038 I had to pay for insurance in October, and then it was gonna be $500 a month after that. And then, yeah, it was $500 a month after that, until I moved, because I lived in this really expensive ass neighborhood that was like ridiculously expensive. Then I moved in January. So they took the DUI off, so that's why I went from like 1,000 to 500. And then in January, I moved and I changed my address when I moved in with Paul. And now we live like in like a country club neighborhood. We live near a country club, and it's pretty much just all old rich white people around here, and like everything is like, no house is anything less than like $750,000. And somehow though the insurance went down. I don't know if it's just the specific address, if it's just a specific house. My insurance went down to like $345. I was like, whoa, it went down like $200. So anyways, you need to have, again, your pay stubs. I mean, if your job doesn't do pay stubs, you need to have a manager write you a letter for a car dealership. You need to have a manager say, hi, I manage this person. She works here. She is a employee or independent contractor, and she makes enough money to pay for this car. You could make them say whatever. You could say she makes $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week, $3,000 a week, whatever. Like at the time before I moved, before like I met Paul, when I was working in Worcester, I was making over $2,000 a week, or I could work 3 nights and make $1,700, and that would be all I would need to work. Now things are completely different. So this is why I'm gonna get into this video. So the club I work at now, so ever since I've been working in Rhode Island, clubs are so completely different in Rhode Island. They do not pay their dancers, which no other club in America does, except for Massachusetts, let's be real. But the clubs in Rhode Island are quite different, which is why when I started working at the club I met Paul at, I did okay my first like few weeks. That's new girl syndrome. It's when you're new to a club and they really, really, you like make so much money because the guys have never seen you before, they've never danced with you before, they're, you know, they're interested in like the new hot sexy girl. So so by new girl syndrome I was like stacking it, and it's ironic because my ex told me to go to this club, and my first night at this club I met Paul, and we've been together like ever since. Like we had our first date like this was November 3rd, and then November 14th was our first date, I think, because there's a porn star on the 13th. I don't remember. Tori Black, I think it was Tori Black or Rachel Starr. And then on the 14th was our very first date, and then like a few days after that we first slept together, and then like literally for Thanksgiving, like he had me go to his parents' house, introduce me, like he was already telling me he loved me. Like I didn't even know him like 2 weeks and he was telling me he loves me. I'm like, all right, cool, thanks. I like rolled my window. All right, bye, see you later. I was kind of a bitch, but anyways, so I have to say thanks Brandon for telling me to go work at the Cadillac Lounge, because I met Paul, and now I get a really big dick almost every day, if I'm lucky. So, really though, Paul is the love of my life. But here's the deal. So, that club sucked in general, so I danced there for a little bit, and then I became staff. He was head of security over there, and he was the one that was in charge of picking up all the porn stars for the features. He was the one that picked them up at the hotel, took care of their money, protected them around the club, you know, like just everything. Like he was their security, and then he would drive them back to the hotel safely, and that's why Paul was staying at hotels so much. That's why I started staying at hotels with him, because I lived in Worcester and he lives where we live now, which is about 80 miles away from each other. So the only place I could really see him was at the Marriott. I stayed at the Marriott with him a lot because I was like, I'm not driving to wherever this kid lives, and he was like, I'm not going to Worcester, that's ghetto. But really, where I lived was a lot better in so many ways. I mean, this place is so boring. There's like not even, we have one bar, literally. Anyways, so I got really lucky with the club that I started working at in August. The club I was working at before, where I was dancing, I was dancing there from April 1st until, it was either, no, was it April 1st or May 1st? I don't know if it was May 1st or April 1st, until about August like 8th or 9th, whatever, right after my birthday. It was just a little sketchy at this club. There was a lot of unnecessary gossip going around, a lot of trouble, a lot of drama. People were really snooty. There was a house dad that was just super nasty, like really nasty to me. He would make me cry. He was like blind in one eye, and he would tell me that he's blind and he can do makeup better than me. Like, he just was nasty, and he would always make sexual comments about Paul. Like literally, like he would literally say like he wants to fuck Paul, he wants to suck Paul's dick, and he wants Paul to put him in a sex swing and fuck him in the ass. Like he would just make sexual comments about my boyfriend, and just like nasty comments about me. He was just nasty, and this club charged way too much to work there. So at first, when they said if you work Monday day, you have no house fee for the week, so all you have to pay is your bouncer, your DJ, and your house mom or your house dad, which was like, alright, cool. So I was like, I got nothing better to do on Monday days. Okay, baby, come here, Papito. No, I can't let you out. Come here, Papito. Come here. Papito. Papito means little boy in Spanish. Which, he does know that, but he just doesn't want to listen to me right now. So, anyways, I was like, I got nothing better to do on Monday days. Come here. Come here, Angel. No. So I was like, why not do this? So I was making okay money, but then I was like, why do I have to pay? Like, the club was mostly empty or filled with people that just want to eat. I was like, why do I have to pay to sit in an empty club? Like, they wanted like $40 minimum and tip out, and then they took away the if you work Mondays thing. And then you can't wear two-piece outfits either. I don't know. The club had a billion rules. It was just ridiculous. Customers would like never buy me drinks. So stop it. I know you're frustrated because you're blind. I know you're annoyed. I know what you want. You want vanilla chai? I know. It was frustrating. So anyways, so I had randomly one day I got fired for no reason. I think it's because some bitches from Tumblr, I don't know who, but bitches from Tumblr were like messaging me that they were messaging the club, like just trying to get me fired. So one day I literally did get fired for absolutely no reason. They wouldn't give me a reason, and they ripped my name off my locker. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. So I went to this other club. I got hired right on the spot in this club that I've been at now, and I got really lucky with this club because this club is so slow that they pay the girls $100 a day to work day shift. So that means you have to be there at, where do you smell? That means you have to be there at 11:30 for a 12 o'clock shift, which is fine. So you have to work 11:30 to 7, and then you get your $100. You cannot leave any sooner than 7. You have to do your stage rotation. You have to be on the floor. You have to do your job. You can't use your phone. You have to have your makeup done, look perfect. So that's easy for me, obviously. Or you could work from 1:30 to 8:30 and get $70. Or you could work from 3 to 10 and make $50. So, and Sundays you work 1 to 8 and make $90. So, that sounds like perfect. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I can work 7 days. I make $700 minimum. No. So, usually you can only work 3 days. Sometimes 4 if you're lucky, but the rule is 3 days only. So, stop it, baby. Stop it. So 3 days is, usually like what I work. I'm only allowed to work 3 days. I'm lucky if I get a 4th day. So usually those 3 days that I work, though, I choose the $100. I choose the 11:30 to 7, which is fine. If I eat, I have to pay $10, so it ends up being only $90 fucking dollars. You know what I mean? So what was I gonna say? So here's the issue, though. So like I said, you can only work 3 days a week. You have to text your schedule Sunday morning, like the earliest you can do it. You can't do it Saturday night. You could do it Sunday morning, the earliest, like literally like 6, 7, 8 a.m. Because if you text at 10 a.m., like, hey, I want to work Wednesday 11:30 to 7, the house mom will be like, Wednesday's full. So you have to text as early as you can Sunday to get that first spot. Well, it's been so slow. So the good thing is about this club is during the day, there's no DJ, there's no house mom, there's no bouncer. So there's nobody you have to pay. So all your tips that you make are yours. The issue with that is there's really not that many customers. There's not that many tips. Most of the days, all we make are our $100 payouts, literally. That's pretty much what we live off of. And that's why when I'm sitting in an empty club nearly every day, and people don't understand why I'm not making how much I used to make, it's because the club is empty, And when people are in there, they're in there for beer and the free buffet. And they literally admit that. I go say, hi, how are you? I'm just here to eat. Hi, how are you? I'm just here for a beer. Hi, how are you? I don't have to pay to talk to girls, so just so you know, I'm not gonna pay you. Okay, like, don't be fucking rude. I was just saying hi. So, anyways, like I said, so you don't have to pay anyone to work there, but your tips are yours if you do make any tips, if you're lucky enough to. So we do have happy hour specials, so hopefully they're gonna keep doing this, where if you do a dance between 12 and, because that's when we open, 12 and 8 every day, a 15-minute VIP dance is only $130, and then at 8 o'clock it goes up to $250. So $130 is the cheapest you can get in Providence for a 15-minute VIP. Like for instance, at the place I met Paul, it's $250. So, and then a half hour is only $250, and then at 8 o'clock it goes up to $350. So those are like the VIP dances. Or you could do one topless for $25, one nude for $35, or you could do 4 topless for... Cállate la boca! Un momento! Jesus Cristo! Alright, so, you could do 4 topless dances for $80 or 4 nude dances for $120. So most people will choose the $130 for 15 minutes. So I usually, when I started there last August, I was doing 3 of those a day. The club is so empty, so they're cutting day shift, literally. Starting Monday, it's going to be a 3 to 10 shift for day shift. 3 to 10. And then guess what they're paying you? Only $50. Like, really? You can't pay us $80 fucking dollars? So I'm in shock. So I was like, oh, please tell me you're gonna allow us to work more than 3 days a week. Because $50 a day is nothing. I mean, like I said, most days we don't do dances, and there's absolutely no stage money at this club. No stage money, so we count on that $100, and we're lucky if we make another 40, 60, 80, 100. You know, some days I make 300, 400, and I'm lucky, you know, because that's what my boyfriend makes. And he makes, sometimes it takes him a week to make that, and he works all night long, in a warehouse. He's not doing security anymore, so he's not bringing in the dough either like he used to be. And so for me, I'm really sad because $50, and I have to work until 10 now. It's not like I work right down the street. I live so far away from my job, so now I have to be there. There was already a shooting there, so now I have to be in the fucking ghetto at night, late at night. I gotta deal with trouble. I had to deal with all the gangsters, really? I had to deal with, all the punk-ass wannabe thugs and actual thugs, and, it's just, I gotta deal with the trap music, I gotta deal with more the girls that are trouble. It's just not something I want to deal with. The parking lot, I could get shot. I literally could get shot. Then driving home, I have to deal with there could be drunk drivers out at that time. I have to deal with, so I could get hit by a drunk driver. There's gonna be cops everywhere. What if I get pulled over? I'm so annoyed. I'm so tired of getting pulled over. Cops have nothing better to do, so they just pull people over because they're bored. So what if I get pulled over? I mean, I don't drive drunk. I don't drink. I'm proud to say that I'm pretty much nearly sober. I don't drink at work at all, but I don't like getting pulled over. It's just annoying. It's the biggest inconvenience, and oh God, I look like crap. I'm surprised this video hasn't cut off on me. So I don't like being out late, and I wake up at 5 in the morning. So what makes you think that I want to be out at work until 10, get home at 11:30, take a shower, get in bed after midnight, and then wake up at 5 a.m.? Like, that's just not convenient for me. And then for $50? Like, really, I really hope that I can at least make another $100 on top of that, or at least another 150. Like, I'm like, are they gonna take away our happy hour specials? I don't know. Are they still gonna charge us $10 for food? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it's good because now I don't have to get up at like and start getting ready at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave at 10:40. Now I have time to go to the bank. Now I have time to go to CVS. Now I have time to do my makeup and not rush. Um, you know, but like now I even have time to make videos if there's good lighting. But personally, for me, like $50, that's gonna be a huge cut. So I said, so you're gonna let me work more than 3 days, right? And she's like, well, I don't know. There's still a lot of girls that want to work, the same amount of girls. I said, I don't think these girls are gonna want to work for $50. She's like, no, I have a lot that said they still want to work. I'm like, look, I can't live off of $50 a day, so I'm gonna definitely need more hours. So that's one thing that my club is just, this is my rant. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I relied on that $100 a day, 3 days a week, plus my tips. That's why I'm not making what I used to make. Like, other strippers might be like, I make $900 a day. First of all, no stripper makes $900 a day. If you make $900 a day, you're a fucking prostitute. Just saying. But I've had days where I have made, very rarely, I have made $600, $700, $800 very rarely off of a couple regulars. So I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Like, so this is why I sell my Snapchat. I was selling my Instagram. I might go back to doing that, but this is why I always post. I have PayPal, I have Square Cash, I have Zelle, I have Venmo, I have Skrill, I have my girl fund. Please, if you guys can donate anything at all, I will, like, I sell pictures. You want to buy pictures? Go to my girl fund. That's perfectly fine. Buy my pictures on my girl fund. Donate. If you're gonna send me money on my girl fund and you don't want any pictures in return, just say, send a little message like, this is just a gift, or on Zelle or PayPal. Like, my PayPal is personal, but if you ask me for it, I'll probably give it to you. But my Zelle is Contact.AriaSilver@gmail.com, and my Venmo is AriaXXX, and my Square Cash is TabbyDarling323. And please, guys, just help if you can, because I'm not making what I used to make, and now it's gonna be worse. And I had to give my 2 weeks notice at the gym because they decided to give one of my shifts away and lie about it. They said that the shift didn't exist anymore because it's been so slow for summer, and they just gave it to another girl without asking me. Like, just went behind my back and gave away my shift. And so now, cutting one of my days, now I'm down to, that brings me down to $40 a week. And paychecks only every 2 weeks. So I had to give my 2 weeks notice at the gym. So I'm just really stressed, you guys, because my car cost me, between car payment and car insurance, I'm paying about $700 a month. And my Verizon, for me and Paul's phones, I pay over $300 a month. My cable is over $100 a month. With the Wi-Fi. I have student loans. I have credit card payments. Like, and I have Netflix and Hulu. My Hulu is shut off right now. You guys, like, I'm so stressed. So if anybody could please donate. And Brady is blind as fuck and gonna die, and his insulin costs $200 a month. He gets insulin twice a day. So I don't know how the fuck I'm supposed to swing that either. So if you guys could please help, it would be greatly appreciated. I will list everything down below, and yeah, just thanks for watching. Bye.